and welcome back to Tales of Rise. Today we're just going to continue from where we left off, which means we are at the moment in Lineages and are trying to still find, to be correct, a hidden area. And to do that, we need to fight a lot. Clearly. Fuck.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
You got spirit!
Light and in the way! If you won't bow out nice, then you leave me no choice!
Devastation!
Raging storm! More with that! Healing circle!
I owe you all that!
Raging flame of fury!
What? Glacial spear!
Eternal devastation!
Freeze laser!
Okay. Trying to figure out. Okay, that's one.
Being interrupted. Elusive deity! Not done yet!
Illuminate
Ready and raring!
Healing circle!
You're finished! Eternal devastation!
Illuminate the
Blow away!
glacial spear!
Eternal devastation!
Another incantation ruin!
Locked and loaded! Eternal devastation!
Let me help! First aid!
Release it!
I'll grind you into dust! Elusive deity!
Eternal devastation!
Here, let me help!
In a bind, it's yours to be let free!
Armor won't signal! Denied!
Lightning condemned!
Bestow thy mystic mercy!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Illuminate the
Not
dark!
today!
Come forth, holy glimmer!
Crush!
Holy lamp!
You're mine!
Lightning
It's over!
condemned!
Eternal devastation!
Hear me! Come forth, holy glimmer! Holy lamp!
Begin! Where are you going?
There!
Here I come!
Not in your dreams! No more playing nice!
Get it! Crush!
Don't suffer in silence.
Instant! Can't be
Eternal
swallowed!
devastation! Crush! It's over!
Glacial spear!
Here's evil! Gale force! Illuminate the dark! Come! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
You're mine!
Can't be swallowed!
Rending you apart!
Ignite!
Bloody howler!
Denied!
Now you see what I can do!
Do it, Zara! Frozen!
Hammer!
My turn!
Here
I come!
That thing.
You're mine! Eternal devastation!
More where that came from!
Seismic rupture! Can't get out of this!
Lightning orb! Graviton fields in the
Blow
wind!
away!
Air
I'm not done!
Elusive deity!
Eternal devastation!
Can you take it?
I'm ready! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Vanquish
Start up!
darkness!
Here I come!
Air pressure!
Downfall!
Resonate with the earth! My natural defenses are fading. I'm a sitting duck!
Eternal
Retreat from this battle.
Healing blade!
Retreat? I would never!
Radiant
Ready to go!
Burn!
Where are you going?
Crush!
Not in your dreams!
Face and blood. Eternal devastation!
Gemini,
Bloody take this! Armor won't save you!
annihilation! More of the stockpile!
Now we're over!
Flying instant! More with action!
Die! Crush!
Breath!
Eternal devastation!
I'm ready! Cyan, it's what?
Death on the wind! In a bind? I'm ready!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I need to be stronger.
Yeah. 41. Still, I have a feeling we're not strong enough to fight whatever comes next. Because if those are level 44 enemies, or bosses usually are between 3 and 5 levels over them again. So
This
yeah.
must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
And it worked, it seems like.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
What is going on?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for. Let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other.
He's right.
So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
Exactly.
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
I like Nier.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alvin was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alvin was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Forbidden Zone, entry area. And I have a feeling this is going to be an episode of a lot of cutscenes. But it's all a part of getting through the story or forward in the story.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
She doesn't look like herself.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Oh no. No, 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 no. What?
summoning?
But
Yeah.
that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
Level 45, okay, that is too
What?
bad.
I've never known Faria to control Zoogles like that before.
How about with the stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
What the? Where did she get her hands on that?
First, we handle the Zoogles. Then we get some answers. Try harder! Aim for the weak spot!
Illuminate the dark! Here's the evil!
On crush!
Holy
This
Larry
one's all
Blazer!
mine! Hair pressure! Burn!
Resonate with the earth!
Lightning orb!
Blow away!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth, holy... Holy Light! Let the Martian handle this!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Here
Where are you going?
Eternal devastation!
Illuminate on my walk! Here!
Crush! Eternal devastation!
Thunderblaze! Illuminate the dark!
Dance on the wind!
Eternal devastation!
Rending you apart!
Try harder!
Don't get carried away!
Raging Cascade!
It's on!
Dance to the wind! In here!
Benedict Fox.
More for the stockpile!
Crush!
Another incantation ruiner!
Lightning orb! More where that came from! Light
Can't get out of this!
Raging Cascade! Water!
I can carve through armor!
Friend!
I'm not done!
Denied! Magic is there!
This engulfs you! Crush! Scream, fade, blood, rending you apart!
Eternal
Bloody
devastation!
havoc!
Crush!
Healing circle! Dance in the wind! Sealed!
Eternal
I'll be
devastation!
saving this one! Hear me! Flame of fury!
Blind you into death!
Glacial spear! Here's the evil!
Crush! This one's all mine!
Seismic
You're
rupture!
mine!
Dance on the wind!
Divine retribution!
Fade, blood,
Hear me!
rending
Flame
blood!
of fury!
Burn in hell!
Burning thrust! This one's mine! Raging cascade! Confiscated!
Take this!
May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Mega ray!
Seismic rupture! The tempest engulfs
Eternal
you!
devastation!
On your knees!
I'll heal
Take
you all! Wind astral energy! Raging cascade! Circle!
You're nearly done for.
I'm not...
Resonate with the earth! Sorry, trouble.
You do the same for me. I'm out of ammo!
Bestow thy mystic mercy.
I have no limits!
Radiant story! More
Stardust!
annihilation!
Crush!
Mega ray!
Stardust!
I've driven my aqua!
You're finished! Eat dirt! Stardust!
Everlasting dark. Eagle ray.
Mega ray! By the power of water!
Elusive
Rising
beacon.
Viper! Hurricane
Drive.
Thrust!
Raging cascade!
Rising Phoenix!
Begin. Elusive
Here's
deed.
the healing art!
This isn't looking good!
First aid! Glacial spear! Here's the evil! Free this one's mine!
I need
Demon Fang!
something.
Demon Fang!
You need to be healed!
How the mighty have fallen.
I'll bring you back from death to bit!
No further.
Stay away from my friend!
Will this help?
Double D!
Healing circle! Here goes! Go get him! I need to pull myself together!
Elusive
I'm
blade.
doing it!
Elusive deity.
Destruction!
Ready!
Crush!
This is way harder than...
Healing circle! Dance in the wind!
Finish!
Take
This one's mine! Light astral! I'll heal you all!
Demon Fang!
Healing
Elusive
circle!
deity.
Raging cascade!
Tornado drive.
Searing flame!
Elusive deity.
Radiant!
Demon Fang!
Glacial spear!
Elusive deity. Tornado drive.
Free blade!
Elusive deity.
Wide open!
Won't escape me.
I'll face you!
Mega Ray!
Tornado Drive! Elusive Deity!
Illuminate the blah blah. Blah
Dazzle!
Healing Lamp!
Rising Focus! Tornado Drive! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Megasonic Flow! Elusive Deity! Dragon Flow! Tornado Drive! Burn in hell! Elusive can't get out of this!
Confiscated!
Elusive Deity! Begin!
Lightning Condemned! Flame! That move! Illuminate the
Here comes the big one! Elusive Deity! No! Can't end here! Forgive me.
I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss!
Not done yet!
This one's mine!
Don't get carried away!
Double
Demon Fang! Elusive Deity!
Lightning
Tornado
Horn!
Drive! Elusive Deity!
Sleep now!
What?
Not so
Elusive
in my
Deity!
judgment!
Tornado Drive! Elusive Deity!
Raging
Tornado
Storm's
Drive!
mine! More where that came from!
I'll face you!
Tunnel back into the fray!
Dragon
Ray!
Form!
Annihilation! In here! I'll heal you all! I'll be saving this one! Healing Circle! Captain! More where that came from! Hear me! Flame of Jinn!
This one's all mine! Elusive!
Freeze Lancer!
Nothing will hold me back! Eat dirt! In a bind! Slash!
Not on my watch!
I'll face you!
I'm grateful.
Lightning Orb!
Tornado Drive!
Illuminate the dark!
I see you! I'll smash you!
Denied!
Benediction.
Wind
Heal.
Astral Energy! Reload!
Take this! I see you!
Cyanide! War for the stockpile!
Elusive Deity!
Illuminate the slaughter! Come forward!
Elusive Deity! Demon Tornado Drive! Destruction! Elusive
day.
Deity!
Eat dirt!
So you clamor for my truth? Power!
Freeze Lancer!
Benediction Light! Severing Wing!
Raging
Heal!
Storm!
I owe you one!
Hit!
Elusive
Here's
Deity!
another! Reload!
Tornado Drive!
I'll fix you up!
Take the hurt!
Astral
Elusive
Energy!
Deity! It's time!
Here, let me help! I never miss!
Elusive Deity! Ignite! No further!
Lightning Orb! Will this help? Raging
Here I come!
Cascade!
Tornado Drive! Rising Wyvern! Begin!
Don't forget, man, to get through this block.
Elusive Deity! Begin!
Not on my watch!
Tornado Drive! Dragon Swarm! Elusive Deity! Shattering the
Magic
Demon
Hand!
Fang!
Attack time! Far enough! Healing Circle!
Elusive! Tornado Drive!
Radiant
Elusive Deity!
More with that
Tornado Drive!
Thunderblade! Annihilation!
Tornado
You require a hand.
Holy Land!
Taste it!
Hear me! Flame of
This
Fury!
one's all mine!
Strike!
Blow away!
Lightning Dance in the wind!
Can you take it? Double Demon Fang! Elusive Deity! You picked the wrong fight!
I'm out of ammo!
No further!
Illuminate the dark!
Tornado Drive! Flush! Demon Fang!
Back into the fray! Mega Ray!
I'll face you!
Annihilation! It's about to strike!
Tornado Drive! Look sharp, everyone! Elusive Deity! Demon Fang!
Annihilation red!
Begin!
Annihilation! This one's mine!
Elusive... Rising Wyvern!
I'm ready! Here's a healing art! First aid! Training Supernova!
Benediction.
Raging
Carve
Cascade!
through armor!
Far enough! Gemini
Heal!
Aqua!
Double Demon Fang! Elusive Deity! Begin to be let free!
Healing Dance in the wind! Seal! Annihilation! I'll be saving
dirt.
this one!
Elusive Deity!
Not on
require
my
a hand.
watch!
In a bind? Slash!
Here's a healing art!
Rising Wyvern!
First aid!
Benediction Light.
Rising Phoenix! Heal!
Cyan Instant!
Can you take
Raging
it?
Storm!
Double Demon Fang!
Dance in the
Elusive
wind!
Deity! Tornado Drive! Rising Elusive Deity! Tornado Drive! Double Demon Fang! Elusive Deity! I've used too much.
Dance in the wind!
Now it's my turn!
I'm out of ammo! One!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Hear me! Flame of Fury!
Ah! Ha! Eat dirt!
Here's a healing art!
Begin!
I'm low!
I'll smash you!
Far enough! Now! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
That was a tough one.
Now it's just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another
another
summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You? Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim. Not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself. And for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve.
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well.
Fortitude.
I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure where to go actually at this point. So maybe we should use that. And this is the point where we sort of got a message which hinted to that this was the point of no return,
Soon,
which was
you might
why
very
we
well
went
learn the truth behind Shion's thorns,
back to
as well as my own past.
yeah, some researches and so
I
on.
have to be ready to face anything. Whatever, I'm determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
Oh. So that's it? Okay. Still we aren't finished here.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Of course.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
An operating table. Man subjects undoubtedly never came back alive from their operations on this. Just going behind here too, if I can, to see if there is something more to see. It doesn't seem like it is.
I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records, by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy, so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danon. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renin citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renins are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman? It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Yeah. Yeah, there is something over here too. Select a topic to explore. Sedative mask. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as a means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. However, doing so is not recommended, as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Addendum: due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lineages, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. So that is probably the mask Alpen has had on him, or weird, or the mask that Alpen wore part of the game. Brainwashing reports. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dana's water realm, a study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. This system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority, while relegating both Renans and Danans alike to enslavement. Test subject 10,105 serves as the realm's current lord, and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, it has done so by sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness at population control, monitoring of the situation will continue. Addendum 1. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key to this style of rule. Once a subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable infantry and slave for a manual labor. Addendum 2. Soldiers in Lineages who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. The results will be monitored. So that is sort of what the guards we have met has gone through. The Renan guards. Exit terminal. Oh my god. Select a topic to explore. Lineages. A large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dana's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign, Maiden, and Rena's Alma within the central core of Lineages. It is comprised of classified and essential personnel residence zones around a large conduit, along with a defensive layer surrounding them. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit while simultaneously functioning as the stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan to address said damage is needed. Until that phase, Lineages serves as the central base of operation for the management and execution of the ground contest on Dana. Warning: any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. So this explains a lot. I'm going to read through this too, of course. Detachable harvester. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dana for the spirit channeling ceremony. It serves as the tip of Lineage's conduit from which it separates. Upon landing in Danan waters, it extends two sets of conducting pathways. The vertical pathways connect to the center of Dana. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathway proceeds to envelope the entire surface of Dana. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, efficiently harvesting the planet's astral energy and mass. The accumulated energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lineages. Because construction and adjustment take place in the Forbidden Zone's regulator area, Lineages' outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-automatically, only maintains personnel are expected to manually interface with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. Addendum 1. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. Addendum 2. Detachable Harvester 2 landing point will remain the same as that of the previous model. This is due to the explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection to the center of Dana. A lot of useful information there. Master cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belongs to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these master cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Renan Lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the Dark Master Core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Renas Alma is ready to be reformed. Its existence kept top secret. Underneath a Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, the astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord competes in the crown contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renas Alma materializes. Be advised that active master cores may resonate with other master cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to successful regeneration of the Rena's Alma, master cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. Spirit cores are end terminals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connection throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. This means that Danans must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit cores can also be embedded in circles to control them via astral arts. Addendum: increased physical load on a host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending. Wow, we get to know a lot here, and we get a lot of answers. Lords. Each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority, as well as one of the 5 elemental realms to administer, and its corresponding master core. They are also assigned an ID crest, indicating their designated element. The selection process is based only on actual artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever, because only the strongest go on to become lords. The position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out a master core's power. All Renans must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to this line. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. Unique Adjustment Index Test Subject Report. The following is a report on the second successful case of sovereign test subject experimentation. Test subject 10,105, given name Wolran, generation not available. Unique Adjustment Index, ethnicity not available. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risk it poses surpass even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. Addendum: this is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to the established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dana under the guise of serving as a lord. And then we have, okay, exit. Then we have this one, the Sovereign. The Sovereign acts as Lineage's central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Danan subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is still not guaranteed for those who survive it. This instability, coupled with the Sovereign's powers of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of lineages if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanism when utilizing the Sovereign in the spirit channeling ceremony. Addendum 1. No effective alternate methods to perform the ceremony have been found. Trials on Danan subjects are authorized to continue. Addendum 2. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observation takes place. And the Maiden. The Maiden acts as the Sovereign support mechanism for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. And a Renan subject serves its functions, providing the Sovereign with the supplemental dark astral it lacks in tandem with the Rena's Alma. During the ceremony, it is partly responsible for the astral energy conversion, as well as maintaining stability over the Sovereign's own powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between it and the Sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability in both subjects. Because of this, trial activations of the Sovereign without the Maiden present are expressly forbidden. Furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the Maiden are to be informed about the details of spirit channeling plan. Addendum 1. Mental instability in the Maiden has been deemed the cause of the past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. Addendum 2. In line with plan adjustments, the current subject will have its Maiden registration revoked and be returned to its original household. Boy, we learned a lot. So, yes. First, going to go here. Get life bottle 3, of course. A room unchanged over 3 centuries. It's like time itself has stopped here. Wait a second, here we haven't been yet. You see a lot of numbers. Looks like logs of alignment between subjects and entities proper. It's equipment for monitoring subjects. It probably had a failure disposal mechanism as well. Grape gel, always welcome. Then we are going this way.
Naori,
So that
Don't
is the
talk.
mask we read about
I have to
recently.
do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
but you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen. That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Off we go. Oh my god. Is that what I think it is? That this looks different up here? So, I know this might be a little bit annoying, me ending the video right before we're going to get through that beautiful door, but that is what I'm going to do. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see what's behind that door in my next video or stream. Bye!